All right. How's everybody doing out here? You guys doing okay? All right. Still alive, still kicking. My name is Sal DeFusco. I am the assistant director here for the guitar sessions. As always, great to see everybody. All right. And now for our feature presentation. We have the fabulous Juli Finn, who is a versatile talent in songwriting, performance, and education, whose captivating guitar-driven compositions have garnered acclaim worldwide. As a founding member of Destiny, she has shared stages with iconic musicians such as Joe Satriani, the Blue Oyster Cult, leaving audiences mesmerized by her dynamic performances. Her upcoming album, Shimmer and Glow, is set to be her 6th release, showcasing her prowess as both a musician and composer. With victories in esteemed guitar competitions and a thriving YouTube channel, Juli's influence extends far beyond her live performances. Juli's sound, which draws from rock and blues roots with echoes of Pink Floyd, is distinguished by intricate harmonies and evocative lyrics. Her musical journey spans diverse genres, from Pacific Northwest dance bands to Boston-based rock ensembles, offering a unique and captivating experience for audiences of all tastes. Currently, she serves as an assistant professor at Shenandoah University and, of course, the Berklee College of Music. Juli continues to inspire and nurture aspiring musicians with her passion and expertise, leaving an indelible mark on the world of music. It is our just excitement and our joy to be able to introduce to you Juli Finn, along with her husband, John Finn, everybody. Come on, let's give them a nice round of applause. Juli Finn. Yes, all right.
Welcome, my amazing guitar playing friends. We are so excited to have you here today. Today is all about riffs. So how do you guys feel about riffs? Do you know what a riff is? What is a riff? We know what riffs are. If you're at guitar sessions, you know what a riff is. Okay, a guitar riff is a short, catchy, and often repetitive sequence of notes or chords played on the guitar. Riffs are typically memorable and serve as a key element in a song, often forming the backbone of a track or being its most recognizable feature. They can be found in various genres, especially in rock, blues, metal, and funk. Riffs can be simple or complex, and they can be played with different techniques, such as picking, strumming, or using effects like distortion. So I put together a fun presentation. It's called 50 Years of Riffs. What do you think? You want to hear it? Yeah. I put it to one loop, and you're just going to be able to see the similarities. We're going to start in the 70s, and we're going to go, probably the latest is 2012, but there's so many. How do you pick your faves, right? This is one of those crazy, harrowing feats, like I'm going to be walking on a tightrope. So if I stumble a little bit, have grace. Geez, 50 years. I'm just over 50 years. So all those songs have been on this planet since I've been born, but isn't that amazing? Can you believe they can all fit so well inside of a little loop like that, all 4/4? I mean, some of them are different keys, but what is it that makes them so special? Who knew every single one? Anyone? You did? Yes. And you guys? The young ones? Do you know how proud that makes us up here? We're doing our job, sharing this music. But the smallest little seed of a song, a cool rock song, is the riff. It's so important and so vital and so timeless. It's worth studying. And it's also worth learning how to make your own. So let's talk about that. Okay. So as you're contemplating writing a riff, you've got your guitar, you're plugged in, or you can have a riff on an acoustic guitar, that's fine. You want to think about what key am I in? And you want to pick a key that's going to suit the mood of the vibe you want to create. So common keys for rock riffs, there's so many in E, there's so many in A, minors, majors, there's so many in D, there's many with pentatonic. So selecting your scale is really important. Start with pentatonic, it's easy. It's really a popular choice for rock riffs, but for a different flavor, you could try major scale, blues scale, or even modes like Dorian and Mixolydian. All right, creating a chord progression. This is really important. So be simple. You don't have to be too complex. But if you start with a basic chord progression that fits your key, so if you're in E minor, you might want to choose E minor, G, and A. Using power chords, did you see how many songs have the power chord in there? If anybody doesn't know what a power chord is, it's just the root and the fifth. So wherever your root is, the next string down and 2 frets up will be the fifth. Let's play it together.
Sure.
A power chord. Oh, never mind. We thought he was going to be on at the end, but I just threw him in. We'll play A power chord together. 1, 2, 3. A. Right? It's just classic. Your riff could be an A power chord. So say you chose your A power chord, what kind of rhythm are you going to use? So this is where you want to think about experimenting with the rhythm. You can play around with the timing. Do you want to have it in 4/4? Do you want it in 3/4? Do you want it in 7/8, 5/4? And then once you've figured out the time signature, then you can start playing around with rhythms. A riff can be syncopated, straight, or swung. Think about how the rhythm interacts with the beat of your song. Like if you already have a theme, maybe you've got some lyrics already, you want it to be complementary to what the lyrics are saying. So let's think, hey John, what if we're in A? Let's show a syncopated. Our song called Slain and Pimple is kind of syncopated. Syncopated is where you're not playing on the quarter note. You're playing on the and of the quarter note. And then straight and swung. We'll demonstrate all of those. So this is our main riff from Slain and Pimple, we call it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so that's an example. I mean, some of them land on the beat, but it's like a combination of syncopated. It's kind of surprising and fun. Straight ahead rock beat, or straight ahead, so the Paranoid riff, this is just straight 8s. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now, what if we played Paranoid swing? It would be a little less chaotic Paranoid. So when you swing 8th notes, you play the first 8th note of the 2 a little longer than the second. Some people say it's kind of like a triplet, but some people say no. Yeah. But the difference is you're just going to hold that first one just a little longer instead of it's. So this is Paranoid swung. So it doesn't quite sound paranoid, does it?
It sounds happy and paranoid.
Okay, there is happy paranoid, and then there's probably chaotic paranoid. But you get to decide with your riff.
Those are nice voices.
Do we want syncopated? Do we want straight? Do we want swung? Right. Another really important thing for riff writing is repetition. So repetition is what's going to make the riff memorable. You know, in Black Dog, he says, then they play the riff, and they keep playing it, right? Yeah. So having it come back around is really important. Repeat a phrase with a slight variation in between. That's kind of a nice thing to do. So if you play it one way, you know, maybe remove a couple notes for the second time, you know, or add some. You can create rests to make more space. You want to think of tension and release when writing a riff. There's also fun techniques you can incorporate when you're writing your riffs. You can do hammer-ons and pull-offs. These techniques they add fluidity and speed to a riff. And then we've got slides and bends. John has this cool song called Always a Bridesmaid. It's got a lot of slides. Do you want to try it? You want to show everybody?
Sure.
I'm putting him on the spot, but he's right here.
All right, so.
It has hammer-ons and pull-offs. Yeah. Very cool. Always a bridesmaid. All right. We also have the option to do palm muting. You know, that's another paranoid technique. Or you could play it full on. Palm muting is going to add that percussive sound. It's going to be choppy, metal and punk. If you like that, I love it. Think about melody when you're making your riffs. That's the beauty of some of these is they're so melodic and singable. Try incorporating melodic lines within your riff, making it catchier and more memorable. And then use repetitive motifs. So a motif is a small repeated phrase that you can use. So if you keep bringing it back, not necessarily the same notes, but say you use the same rhythm with one, then you use the same rhythm, but change the notes the next time, right? So that will be the hook of your riff, and it's going to anchor it into those listeners' memories. Okay, and then we also have effects. The intro to Barracuda, we got that phaser on there. Distortion is going to add grit and power. We all love distortion. Who loves distortion in this room? Yay, it's okay if you don't. You'll start to like it over time, especially as you get to my age. Or maybe you like it less when you get older. Do some people like it less? I don't know. I'm not one of those kind of people. All right, and then we've got delay and reverb. Sometimes the delay can be a big part of the riff, but it's going to add a little space, a little depth. And then we got the wah, right? If we think of Voodoo Child, I bet we could all sing that if we wanted. Should we try it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom, boom. Right. Who did the hi-hat? Nice, nice. But experiment with all these things. Write your riff and then try some cool effects. All right, and then after you've gotten something you really like, maybe think of refining it and simplify. Should you remove a little bit to make it catchier? Is it too much? Is it not enough? You know, you can always think about editing your ideas. Sometimes less is more. Remove unnecessary notes or complexity to make the riff stronger. And then, of course, you want to focus on the groove. Ensure the riff locks in well with the rhythm section. You know, you want the bassist and drummer and guitar to all work together as a team to create that strong groove. Because what would Back in Black be without the bass and the drums? All right, but in the end, these are just some tips for you. As you write riffs and get really good at it, these aren't really rules so much as just tips to get you started. And then I really encourage you to learn as many as you can because that will start to influence your own sound. And don't agonize over a riff, just write one, you know? And it doesn't have to be complex. Like, what would be a cool riff, John?
Okay.
There we go. See? That's as easy as it is. No, pentatonic. I love pentatonic. Well, thank you. I just made it up. I never played that before. All right, so we're going to show you a little bit. We're going to demonstrate riffs in our own songs because we love riffs. It's a big part of our style. I've got this song called Let It Roll, and the main riff is A minor pentatonic. And what we did for the guitar solos, we didn't want to just keep it the same, so we moved the whole riff up to C minor. So here is, I'll play it. All of a sudden, okay. Okay, here it is. So that's the riff. But if I just take that whole riff, and instead of starting on the 5th fret, I start on the 8th, it sounds like this. It works wherever, right? Especially if you like it. Move it around, try it in different places. All right, should we start it? Should we open it up to any questions? Does anybody have any questions for us? Or we could play another tune. We have one that John wrote. Yeah? Do you want to come up to the mic? We got him set up here. If anybody has a question, just come on down the aisles there.
Okay, that medley you played, did you have to change the key to some of the songs from the original key to make it work?
Well, like Beat It, he tunes his guitar to E flat, but I played it in E, the E tuning. So I played what he played, but it's in a different key. And then I think Sweet Child of Mine is in D flat, because they tune down also. But I'd say most of the other ones, like Spoon Man has a drop D, but this guitar has a floating bridge, so I didn't bring the D down. But it's way cooler if you can do it in drop D. Yeah, I think everything else is in the original key. Isn't that crazy? They all just went together. Great question. Anybody else? Should we just play a tune? All right. So this is a song called Slain and Pimple. When John first wrote it, I was like, you know what this reminds me of? Fantasy Island, when the plane's coming in onto the island and they show all the waterfall and stuff like that. And then Tattoo's like, the plane, the plane. So he's like, let's call it Plain and Simple. But then our friend Joe, who plays bass, he just always calls it something different, like Slain and Pimple, or Slimp and Pimple. I can't remember all the ones.
So Joe would like continually call it something different. That was the original title of the song was E flat, Plain and Simple, and the reason why is because there's an E flat in the phrase, but every time we play the E flat, it's in a slightly different place within the beat.
Yeah.
So a lot of the other licks, you'll find them to be kind of predictable until you get to that E flat note, but every time it gets played, it's in a slightly different place.
Yeah.
So
watch for the E flat as
so-
we're playing it.
For me, it was just an exercise in concentration, but we kind of got to like it. So
Yeah, we like it.
yeah.
So we only have 2 minutes left, but if anybody has a 1-minute question, we'll give you a 1-minute answer. Or we can just say thank you so much. Oh, you got a question. All right.
I'm 52,
Yay, me
and
too. Almost.
I wanted to ask you, do you miss the 80s riffs? Because they were so powerful. I noticed that you didn't play any CC about Poison. He used to have those open chords. Ba, ba, da, 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 like nothing but a good
Oh,
time.
yeah.
Oh my.
I know, I do. I grew up in the 80s. It was just such a wonderful time for guitar. But there's so many fun new things out too. I feel like each decade has its own thing, you know? And I love guitar. I love electric guitar. I love shred. But I also love a really good melody and an amazing pop song. You know, so do I miss it? No. I play in an 80s band, so maybe I'm getting my fix once a month with them. What about you, John? You love the music of the 70s.
Well, I guess the way that I think of it is, you know, there's a certain amount of music that I grew up with, and I guess I'm just always curious about what's coming next. So I guess I don't think of it that way. I mean, you know, each music is sort of created in its own time, and some music just, you know, just kind of stands the test of time. It still sounds great 30 years later.
Yeah.
And then you have the song Kung Fu Fighting.
No, that's okay. I can't wait to hear the music you all make. Release stuff so we can hear it. Cool. So your assignment today is to write a riff, record it on your phone, and if you see me and John somewhere, show us.
Yeah. Show us. Play it on your phone.
We're going to love it.
Check out the lick.
Or anything, you know. But I want you to embrace this.
Yeah,
Thanks
definitely.
for joining us today. I'd like to say thank you to our sound crew,
Yes.
the video crew, also the man who lets us in at the door. He's so great.
Yeah.
And especially Kim Perlack, Cheryl Bailey, Sal, and Jane for giving us this
Putting this whole thing
wonderful
together.
guitar session every summer. All right. Be gone, make riffs, spread the guitar love to the world. Thank you.